Hey there, welcome. So today we're diving into something that every Linux user, beginner or pro, uses every single day, often without even realizing it. We're talking about GNU tools. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what they are, why they exist, and how they quietly power almost everything you do on a Linux system. Stick around, this one's gonna be really fun. So let's go back in time to 1983. A brilliant programmer named Richard Stallman was frustrated. The software tools he loved using were becoming locked down and expensive. Companies were saying, you can use our software, but you can't look inside it, change it, or share it. Stallman thought that was completely wrong, so he made a bold move. He launched the GNU project with a simple but powerful mission: create free open software tools that everyone could use, modify, and share freely. That single decision changed the world of computing forever. Now, GNU stands for, wait for it, GNU's not Unix. Yes, that's right, it's a recursive acronym. It refers to itself. A bit nerdy, but that's actually the point. GNU was designed to be a free alternative to Unix. Unix was the dominant operating system of that era, but it was proprietary, meaning it was owned and locked. GNU aimed to replicate all the great Unix tools, but make them completely free and open. Same power, zero cost, full freedom. But why does this matter to you? Well, imagine you're learning Linux. You open a terminal and type ls to list files, or cat to read a file, or grep to search through text. Every single one of those commands, that's a GNU tool running under the hood. Without GNU tools, your Linux terminal would be an empty shell, literally. They are the foundation that makes Linux usable, productive, and powerful. Think of them as the toolbox every Linux developer and sysadmin lives by. Here's a quick way to understand the GNU versus Unix story. Unix was powerful, but proprietary. You had to pay for it and you couldn't freely modify it. GNU tools were built as drop-in replacements for Unix tools, doing the same job but completely open and free. When the Linux kernel was created in 1991 by Linus Torvalds, it needed these GNU tools to actually be useful. So what most people call Linux is really GNU/Linux, the kernel plus the GNU tools working together. They're a power couple. Now let's zoom out and see the big picture. The GNU project created what we call the GNU Core Utilities, a massive collection of tools organized into categories. You've got tools for working with the shell, tools for finding and filtering text, tools for building software, tools for managing files, and much more. Today we're going to walk through the most important ones: Bash, Core Utils, Grep, sed, awk, make, GCC, GDB, Emacs, Tar, Gzip, Wget, Curl, and find. Don't worry, we'll make each one crystal clear. Let's start with GNU Bash, the shell. When you open a terminal on Linux, what you're really doing is launching Bash. Bash stands for Born Again Shell, another fun GNU naming joke. It's the interpreter that reads your commands and executes them. When you type cd documents, or echo hello world, or write a shell script to automate tasks, Bash is doing all of that work. It's your main interface to the entire Linux system. Master Bash, and you've unlocked the front door of Linux. Next up, GNU Core Utils. This is a package that bundles together the most fundamental command line tools you'll ever use. Think of it as your everyday toolkit. ls lists files and folders. cp copies them. mv moves or renames them. rm deletes them. cat reads and displays file contents. mkdir creates new directories. chmod changes file permissions. You'll use these commands literally hundreds of times a day when working on Linux. They're simple, reliable, and absolutely essential. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful pattern matching tools ever made: GNU Grep. Grep stands for Global Regular Expression Print. Here's what it does. You give it a pattern and a file, and it hunts through every single line of that file to find matches. Imagine you have a massive log file with 10,000 lines. You want to find every line that contains the word error. Just type grep error logfile.txt and boom, only the matching lines appear. It's like a super smart search engine for your text files. Programmers and sysadmins use it constantly. Here's another gem. GNU Sed, the stream editor. Sed lets you search for text patterns and replace them automatically without even opening a file in an editor. For example, if you have a file where you want to replace every occurrence of hello with hi, you can do that in one command. Sed reads the file line by line like a stream, applies your transformation, and outputs the result. It's incredibly fast and works perfectly in scripts for batch text processing. Once you learn Sed, manual find and replace feels ancient. GNU Awk is next, and this one is a complete text processing language all on its own. Awk is perfect for working with structured data, things like CSV files, log files, or any file with columns and rows. You can use Awk to print specific columns, filter rows based on conditions, perform calculations, and format output. For example, if you have a file with names and scores and you want to print only the names, Awk can do that in one line. Think of Awk as your personal data analyst living right inside the terminal. Now let's talk about GNU Make. When you're building a software project, you might have dozens or hundreds of source code files. Compiling them manually one by one would be a nightmare. That's where Make comes in. You write a file called a makefile that describes what depends on what and how to build everything. Then you just run make and it figures out exactly which files need to be compiled, in what order, and does it all automatically. It even skips files that haven't changed, saving you time. Make is the backbone of almost every C and C++ software project in the world. This one is a big deal. GNU CGC, the GNU Compiler Collection. CGC is the tool that takes your human-readable source code, written in C, C++, Fortran, or other languages, and translates it into binary code that your computer's processor can actually run. Without a compiler, your code is just text on a screen. GCC is one of the most widely used compilers in the world. It's what compiles the Linux kernel itself, millions of open source applications, and even parts of other operating systems. When you run gcc hello.c and get a working program, that's GCC doing its magic. Let's talk about GNU GDB, the GNU debugger. Writing code is one thing. Figuring out why your code is broken is a completely different skill. GDB lets you run your program in slow motion, pausing it at any line you choose, inspecting variable values, stepping through functions one at a time, and tracking down exactly where and why things go wrong. Think of GDB as a detective's magnifying glass for your code. Every serious C or C++ developer spends quality time with GDB. It's challenging at first, but once you get comfortable with it, debugging becomes almost fun. Almost. GNU Emacs deserves its own spotlight. Emacs is technically a text editor, but calling it just a text editor is like calling a Swiss Army knife just a knife. Emacs has been around since the 1970s and has been extended so much over the decades that it can act as a code editor, email client, file manager, web browser, calendar, and even a therapist. Yes, there's actually a joke therapist mode built in. It's powered by its own scripting language called Emacs Lisp. Some developers spend their entire career inside Emacs. It's an institution in the GNU world. GNU Tar and Gzip are your go-to tools for packaging and compressing files. Tar bundles multiple files and folders together into a single archive file. Think of it like packing a suitcase. Gzip then compresses that archive to make it much smaller, like sitting on the suitcase to zip it shut. Together, you'll often see them used as tar.gz files, a compressed archive that's easy to share or store. If you've ever downloaded a Linux package ending in .tar.gz and extracted it, you've already used these tools without knowing it. GNU Wget and Curl are two powerful tools for interacting with the internet right from your terminal. Wget is a simple downloader. Give it a URL and it fetches the file for you, even resuming interrupted downloads. Curl is more versatile. It can send all kinds of HTTP requests, post data to APIs, download files, check server responses, and much more. If you're ever automating a task that involves pulling data from the web or hitting an API endpoint from a script, Wget and Curl are your best friends. Developers and DevOps engineers use them constantly. GNU Find is your file system detective. Linux systems can have thousands of files scattered across hundreds of directories. When you need to track down a specific file, maybe by name, by type, by size, or by how recently it was modified, Find is the tool for the job. You can search your entire system or just a specific folder and apply filters to narrow down results. For example, find/var/log name star.log finds all log files in the log directory. You can even chain find with other tools like Grep or Xargs to do powerful batch operations on the results. Here's a perspective shift that will make everything click. When people talk about Linux, what they usually mean is the Linux kernel plus all the GNU tools running on top of it. The Linux kernel alone manages hardware, memory, and processes, but it doesn't give you a usable terminal experience. It's the GNU tools, bash, core utils, GCC, grep, sed, awk, and all the others that make Linux an actually productive environment. GNU tools are like the furniture, kitchen appliances, and electricity in a house. The Linux kernel is the foundation and walls. You need both to actually live there. And that brings us to the finish line. Today you learned that GNU tools were born out of a mission for software freedom, started by Richard Stallman in 1983. You explored the core tools, bash for your shell, core utils for everyday file operations, grep for searching, sed for text editing, awk for data processing, make for building software, GCC for compiling code, GDB for debugging, Emacs as the ultimate editor, Tar and Gzip for compression, Wget and Curl for web fetching, and Find for hunting files. So, open your terminal, start experimenting, and remember, these tools are completely free and they're yours to master. If this video helped, smash that thumbs up, subscribe for more Linux content, and I'll see you in the next one.